Good afternoon. We are live via Temper Crypto TV. We are live. We are live via Talking Crypto. We are in a very bad situation when looking at the market. But let's discuss about it. Let's see what could be the cause. What's
Yeah,
causing all this falling, the bloodbath? We are in a bloodbath. All of a sudden, the market was going up, and then it took a turnaround. We need to see what's the cause of this. But of course, guys, this is the market. This is what happens on the markets. Fundamentals always have an effect on the markets. That's what I always tell people, that you must be a good technical trader, be good at technicals, but always be alert on fundamentals, because they might destroy your setups. They might, go against your setups. So must always be very, very careful with the fundamentals in this market. Let's see what's happening. As you can see, guys, on CoinMarketCap, this is Bitcoin currently trading at 21,619 US dollars, coming from all the way from 25,000 US dollars, 24,000 US dollars, 23,000 US dollars. Now it has crossed below 22,000 US dollars, and looks like it's not stopping, still going down, still continues. The whole market, guys, is red. The whole market is red. You can see Bitcoin in the last 24 hours, 8% wiped off, 9% down for the past 7 days, and Ethereum as well. Ethereum has been stubborn. It's been actually reluctant to follow other altcoins going down. You can see it's still at 1.7. Which is well, look, it's also 6% down in the last 24 hours. The whole market, it's very much down. The whole market is very much down. But let's see. Let's check the technicals. What could be the stopping levels? Where can we expect the market to go, and what can we expect next? I've got Stone here, our technical trader, with some charts, graphs. Stone, do you believe on technicals at this point in time?
hey, last night, the market sentiment was on a bullish trend, to be honest with you. Even late last night, we were all bulls, because we just received a knock, a few days back in the market, which I'm gonna share. If you may remember earlier on, we received a knock here. There was a time that we received a knock, the entire market sentiment, and that was because of the interest rates hike, of course. And now news came out, and on the other side, fundamentally speaking, like you said before, this is an ascending triangle. This is the reason why I say I was expecting a bullish triangle, because sellers was looking to lose the market, all the sellers, and we were looking to bull to try to break this resistance level right here. But guess what? The opposite happened. And as you can see, this is the daily chart, by the way. I don't want to show 1 minute or 1 hour chart, because you'll see a red candlestick just dropping down, and it might make people feel like the market is extremely going down. But like, there are some news that came out about Jackson Hole. Wyoming is the focal point for markets in the coming week, which is next week. I don't know if investors are holding back because of the news being delivered last night, if you are in Africa. And I think when the US market opened and the new news that when they hit the market, I do believe that investors were holding back so that they can be able to look at the market sentiment for next week. because there is still decisions that have to be made about inflation, whether inflation is going up. And apparently in Europe, inflation has risen up, and there is likeliness of interest rates rising up in Europe. And this is, I think, to my view, also these kind of news also contribute to this lack of confidence in the market as well. And there was a time when the market was going up because inflation was at an all-time low, and the investments and the people and traders gained confidence right here on that particular time. And then the market sort of came down, then came up again, and that's when the news came up. And you do know that in the crypto space, it's mostly driven by fundamental analysis. It's mostly driven by what's happening out there, especially major news like this one about what's going to happen at Jackson Hole, which is coming next week, because everyone is all eyes on the Federal Reserve Bank. Now,
Okay, tell me something. Before we go any further, you said there are news that came out last night while people were sleeping. What are those news, to be specific?
Okay, these are Jackson Hole. There is a major conference about financial, about finance, and this conference is going to affect the markets as a whole, because there is a lot of decisions that are going to make. Jerome Powell, which is the chairman of the Federal Reserve Bank of the United States, will be one of the attendants in that conference, a conference that will be 3 days. So this conference is quite something powerful. It has a lot of impact. And that 3 days long, in that discussion, it will be very interesting to see where the market will be, what the market will be doing, and whether we'll be taking back this bearish trend and try to make it into a bullish market out of that meeting. If things like interest rates being raised up, then it can mean negative things. But if they announce that inflation is shrinking or is being curved, then that would be a positive thing for the market as a whole, whether you are trading Forex, crypto, or as a whole. And we can start seeing a bullish sentiment. The reason why we're seeing what we're seeing is because of fundamental analysis. Originally, the trend was supposed to be a bullish trend that we've been waiting for. But this is the market. We cannot argue any opposite side.
All right. As we stand now, we see the falling KENGI there. It's really red, and it looks like it's aggressive, going down, falling down. What do you think is our next level, our next support level?
To be honest with you, I hope, currently now Bitcoin is at 21,500. I want that to be the level, actually. I want this to stop right here. I'm not waiting for news, because what happened last night, it's a one-time thing. So everybody knows that the conference is coming. But now I want this market to stop right here, as I'm tracing it right here, okay, with my cursor. Where it is, I want it to stop there. But if it continues breaking down all the way down, let us hope that the big guys during the weekend can step in, because one of the things that is disturbing the market in the crypto space is the fact that there is a whole lot of another market, which is the Forex market, that people are running into and they are investing into. But as soon as that market closes, 12 o'clock this midnight, which is on a Friday, hopefully we can start seeing a return of a bullish trend on the weekend, rather than seeing a continuous bearish trend as we see right now. Because truthfully, honestly, I also have evidence, in theoretically speaking, that this market was supposed to be going up, because it was going on an ascending triangle, as I showed earlier on, and it was supposed to have a breakthrough right here. And then when it breaks through right there, then we would have seen an uptrend going up for the Bitcoin, where the price breaks the resistance level. But unfortunately, it did not break the desired resistance level. It broken the lower level, which is the support level, as we saw last night in the market. So the market quite is unpredictable at this point in time.
All right. And as the case, when Bitcoin is tanking, when it's going down, all the other coins, they just follow.
Yes.
They don't really go against the Bitcoin. They
trend.
just follow Bitcoin and start moving down. So there has been so much fundamentals lately, and you saying something about the news that are still coming next week.
Yes.
Do you think they will have a big impact on this market?
Hopefully, even if when they have a big impact, let's hope that they will have a positive impact, because right now it had a negative impact. Okay. And investors sort of like pulled off. Now, what is interesting is it why? Why is it something that is going to happen few days? Because today is Friday, I understand. Okay, it's going to be weekend. Then we have a following week starting from Monday when we talk market-wise. Okay, market-wise. Monday, the market will start to be shaking and we'll start hearing about the conference. Let us hear what the conference says. The conference will bring a lot of news about monetary. It's a monetary conference, actually. Monetary strategies, strategizing about what's going to happen in the monetary system going forward. So this conference, and the reason that it's also 3 days, it's not a 1 day thing, it's a 3-day thing. So rest assured that it will have an impact on the market. But as soon as that conference ends, the thing about fundamental analysis is that when they go past, the opposite trend will occur. Let's say the fundamental analysis affect the market on a bullish rise. The opposite will happen as soon as the news come down. But now the news are up, like right now, and they are making a bearish trend. So this is a time where people should enter if you do not have cryptos, or this is where it is most cheapest. And the big guys, your Elon Musk, the richest of the richest in the market, are looking for such opportunities. Always, they are aware of these opportunities. This is where they pocket in their money and they do the sell-offs. And I can tell you, they are the ones who created this sell-off at the same time, because they are the ones who are going to host these conferences. And these conferences have caused and made this market to go bearish, because they are controlling everything at the same time. While they are speaking, the market is moving. And while they are taking out their words out of their mouth, the market moves every time. So that is why we watch out on what they are saying. And they said what they said, and the market moved the opposite side. So it's a tricky one.
What's the relationship between the stock market, forex market closing at 11 p.m. and then investors or traders moving over to the to the cryptocurrency market when the other markets are closed? Do you see any correlation or any effects on that?
In terms of relationship between stock markets and the forex market having this thing of being closed off during the weekend, it has to do with workers, people who are working in the industry. Remember, the crypto space is a digital currency. People are not earning digital currencies. So the currency in the crypto space is a decentralized currency. It's not controlled by government. Now, central institution like your stock market and the currency market or the fiat currency market or the forex market has a lot of institutions involved. Hence, a lot of people they still earn in fiat money, or they still earn in rands or their dollars, or forex is also affected in a sense that it will operate as long as the market is booming. And obviously, when it's weekend, a lot of people go on the weekend. Workers, especially the labor workers, go on the weekend. So sometimes the market is not friendly enough for people to be trading in those days, including in the banking system. Most of the traders go out and then they go on the weekend. But there was once a time that I've heard that there is a bit of trading taking place on the weekend, but not on a retail level where you and I can trade or be involved. Only the biggest of the elites maybe stay on that trading floor, trade whatever they can trade. That goes also for stocks. For stocks, Facebook workers and all these other workers on Google and Microsoft and all these big tech companies, they will be taking off on the weekend. And obviously they're gonna expect the market to be going down on the weekend. So what they do is they stop trading activity at 12 o'clock midnight. Then they will reopen it on on Monday. Me, that's just my point of view. But on a decentralized network where everything is not controlled by the central authority, it is permissible for them to continue on the market trading, buying and selling Bitcoins, because there's no limit in using cryptocurrencies. People are not earning in cryptocurrencies as of yet. Yes, maybe there might be people that are earning cryptocurrencies in their certain positions, but not at a constitutional level. The constitutional level is still affected by fiat currencies. That is why we're having these differences. But when the news hit, when the fundamental news hit, somehow the correlation is also connected. Hence, you see your S&P 500 and all other stocks are getting a hit, but not all stocks, mind you. Okay, only the cryptocurrency space, things that involve the monetary value, things that are of value and of investment. Remember, when you see cryptocurrencies being affected this way, it shows that cryptocurrencies are heavily invested on. Now, cryptocurrencies have become part of the asset class. It was not like this before, but now it has become like Google and stock and other investment platforms that you can invest in. So if investment opportunities are there, you'll see a boom in the market. But if investment opportunities are strange and they are looking bearish and bad, there will be a bearish market reflecting on that. So cryptocurrencies is no longer just cryptocurrencies on its own, but it's also at a level where people invest into them to the level like your stocks, like your Facebook. And when it gets a hit, and there is a correlation indeed, but apart from Forex market, the Forex market or the fiat money moves on its own. Okay, yes, Bitcoin might be going down, but on the other side, you might know that the dollar might be gaining. Because why? It is trying to curb inflation. So, intently speaking, is that yes, the fiat currency is only in correlation or positive correlation with the stock market most of the time. Most of the time is in correlation with the stock market, but not with the fiat currencies. Fiat currencies, they still move on their own, bearish or bullish, whatever the case it may be.
All right, there have been some talks about the China housing situation. Do you think it's got an effect on this market? Remember last year, was it last year or beginning of this year, when the same situation moved the market, down? I think the market, that's when the market came from 40,000 US dollars to 30,000 US dollars, if not mistaken, by then. Do you think the same situation is still looming at this point in time?
The housing market in China is, I can say that it involves the Chinese government sentiments to try and try to control the situation. With the yuan, of course, it will be affected, which is China's currencies there with the yuan. But in terms of cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin, I don't think that it's affecting it in that large level. I think the situation or the housing market or the news that is concerned with the China, with the housing market, it's only going to affect the yuan currency. And that is my point of view to that. But in terms of it affecting the cryptocurrency currently, I don't think so, because I think cryptocurrencies are affected by much bigger news than news that are only centered in a particular country, in my point of view.
All right, where it is now, where the Bitcoin is trading, it is at 21,470, 450, thereabout. Do you think it's a strong support that can hold? Do you see many buyers coming on board at this point in time to buy, or they are just down there on the 21,000 levels, 21,000 direct straight levels? When do you think the big buyers are coming on board?
The big buyers, I think they're going to come on board after midnight. After the forex market, after the stock market, I think they've closed. Since now, even my relative strength index, let me just show you, which shows the strong buying power and the selling power of the market sentiment. Okay, let me just share this indicator. I just want to show and share this indicator so that I can show you the severeness of sellers. All the bears, they are there in the market. All the bears are the ones just, eating in the market. Relative strength index will show me that the bears are the ones that are in control. But as for the buyers, they sit back and just relax. Okay, let me just modify this so that people can see. They are sitting back, watching at the market, and they're holding back, And there is also a method of trading that called hold. They've been holding back. Surely they must have known that something is about to take place. Okay? Just to thicken it, just to show you on my indicator here, my RSI facing down. Okay? Remember, 30 and below means that it's oversold. So it's gonna sell and sell and sell, maybe up until midnight. And obviously, I want my support. I want the market to stop right there. But if it goes further going down, I do put my support at 20,600 and something, at least my support at that level, if it breaks this level. Right now, I don't want it to go any further than it has gone. It was gone too far. Right? I don't know, but I cannot speak for cryptocurrencies to stop. If it continues going down, to go down. But my support, I put it at 20,620. But my RSI, as I was explaining, also tells another story of how strong these bearish or the bears have come through and created this trend. And as soon as it's oversold, maybe by midnight, hopefully after midnight, come Saturday morning, Sunday morning, maybe the bears will start seeing, okay, the market looks a bit cheap, and a lot of investors will look to step in and try to, buy in while it's still at its weakest and at its cheapest. But I do believe that there will be a lot of holding where you see candlesticks, small candlesticks like this one here, where people are skeptic, a lot of skepticism, and they don't want to do much of trading. You see, as you can see here, in the past few days, this is the daily chart, by the way. In the past few days, there's been a little trading taking place. Buying and selling has not been much, but until yesterday, a strong bearish candlestick that has occurred has shown. But when this happens, it shows that there will be another strong bullish candlestick that might form. But let us wait and see what happens until midnight or the next morning.
All right. These are the news, guys. The market at this point in time is painful, it's going down. But it depends on the direction, especially when you are a trader. It depends on which direction you took. But I will tell you, most traders, they were off guard. They were taken off guard, because everyone was bullish, especially when the market was about to break the 25,000 levels, resistance. But all of a sudden, it took a downtrend. If I look at the most orders on the market, especially in the trading community, I could see that people were anticipating the bull market, the bullish trend, but it's coming down. Of course, it's coming down. Many people are being liquidated. Many trades are being liquidated. Stop losses are being triggered as well. So yeah, this is the game, guys. That's the name of the game. This is what happens. You lose some, you make some. You don't, you all ought to trade with your guards on alert. You ought to be careful any situation can happen in the market. There is no one who's always 100% to say the market is going to do this, the market is going to do this. I've been watching many analysts on the market. They will tell you today that the market is bullish. Tomorrow they come again on online and tell you the market is bearish today. So it's always a game of analysis. No one really have got 100% analysis sentiment. It's based on what happened in the past, what could happen, and of course there are two scenarios here. There is a technical and there is fundamentals. Technical, you could be right, like what Stone is showing us here, some charts, and say, I was expecting the bulls to continue going up, as you can see, he was showing us some charts. But of course, fundamentals happened where they taking the market down again. So this is what you always can expect. Anytime the market can take a turnaround. So it depending on your strategy that you are using. You might be on a short term, short term buying, closing, buying, exiting, buying, exiting. Of course, you might be on a long term whereby you say, okay, all this noise, I don't have a problem. I'm on a long term, which is swing trading. My trades will actually mature later. So this noise, I'm expecting it. My stop loss is down there. You understand? But most importantly, also remember to use the stop loss when you are trading. Must always use the stop loss, guys, when you are trading. Risk management as well, especially when you've got a small account. If you've got a small account, practice risk management, stop loss, and all sorts of safe trading is very much advisable because the market is unpredictable. I will tell you that. All right, Stone, anything else before we close the show?
No, you said it all, man. Safe trading, people should be careful, put your stop losses there and, don't liquidate yourself. Small accounts, step-by-step movement, especially if you are still new in the market. Take it easy step by step. As you can see, the market is unpredictable, like you said. And this is one of the most unpredictable times, as you can see. And a lot of people, I'm sure, certainly have lost some of their incomes on these particular types of market trends that just form. And yeah.
All right, there's someone who says, I think this is a good base formation of a bull market. If you look at monthly chart, should there be a weak base, the bull won't be that good. This is a great statement. What do you think of this? It could be a base, the market is forming a strong support.
Yeah, it could be a base. Like I was saying, could be a time, for people to start entering while it's still cheap. And so this could be the base. And should there be a weak base, the bull won't be that good. Of course, if it's a weak base, this is the base, and this is a strong base, meaning so after this base, certainly we're going to start seeing a strong bull market after this strong bearish candlestick that we see on the daily chart, certainly, but when that's the case, we might see, and we might, we are yet to go to observe, especially next week for this 3-day conference. Yeah, it will affect the markets indeed.
All right, great stuff, guys. Trade safe. Don't get liquidated. Put stop loss. Exit some trades when you see it's going against your plan, your idea, your strategy. Exit. Rather remain with capital, small capital, whatever you call it. Rather remain with capital than to lose everything in your account. So have something to fall back on, have something where you can start from. So yeah, trade safe, guys. The markets are very, very much unpredictable. It looks like the bear market, the bears are still roaming the streets. They're still everywhere. So be careful. Thank you so much. Let's connect again on our next live show. Please do not forget to subscribe. Go on to our YouTube channel. Empire Crypto TV and subscribe. Press the bell notification so that whenever we go live, guys, we've never held this show in the afternoon like today. Today is the first, but we're gonna, make it a habit to do so, to hold these live shows any time of the day when we see the situation is conducive to talk about. So yeah, expect anything. That's why we say subscribe on our YouTube channel. Press the bell notification anytime we feel like coming on this show. You get a notification that we are live with this analysis. Great stuff. Talk to you soon. Trade better.